What is up, everybody? Ron with YTC Beats here, back with another video. In this one, I'm going to show you how you can use Drum Machine Designer to load up and organize all of your sample packs or your drum packs, drum kits, and be able to load them once and be able to reuse that same kit over and over again in future sessions. I think this is a really useful tip to add to your workflow, just to be able to speed up the process and get to the most important stuff quicker, which is making the music. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, so we are going to start off with a brand new project in Logic Pro, and we are going to add a software instrument with an empty channel strip. For some reason, Logic Pro doesn't include Drum Machine Designer right off the bat as a selection here in this drop down. So what I like to do is just add an empty channel strip here, create, and we are going to go down here to the instrument button, hit that, and select Drum Machine Designer. Alright, so that'll pull up Drum Machine Designer, and as you can see, it loads up with an empty kit with all the cells emptied out. If it doesn't, which I've seen sometimes, and it's preloaded with different sounds, you can actually go up here, right click next to the kit, the name of the kit, and hit clear all pads, and that will clear out all the cells. If you like to use the empty kit as the default every time you open Drum Machine Designer, you can check off use empty kit as default, and it will open up with an empty kit every single time you open it. Alright, cool. So now that we have our Drum Machine Designer emptied out and all the cells are, no sounds in them, we can now start loading all of our different sounds. So there's a few ways to do this. For me, I like to use Splice a lot. I get a lot of my drum sounds from Splice, and that's how I'll be doing it in this walkthrough. But you can also drag in your sounds through your Finder if that's the way you browse through your sounds, or you can actually drag them from the built-in browser in Logic Pro. Here you click this icon on the upper right and click all files, and you can drag and drop any of your sounds into your Drum Machine Designer. And it's the same functionality for the Finder. You just drag and drop your sounds into each cell. So for now, I'm going to go and do it through Splice. So if any of you use Splice out there, all you have to do is click and hold this copy to clipboard button, and you pretty much just do the same thing. So it's all drag and drop functionality, which is super useful. So I am going to load up these sounds in here, and we'll be right back. Alright, cool. So kind of messed up. I threw the open hi-hat on the closed hi-hat cell, but this is more for the walkthrough anyway. You get the idea. So now we got all of our sounds loaded into our cells, and we can actually start playing these. We're pretty much all set. You can play these from your MIDI keyboard, your MIDI control, your MPC machine, whatever you use to play your drums. You can now play those, and that is I think that's the really cool part of using Drum Machine Designer, is to actually be able to play your drums out. One feature that I did want to touch on, which is not related to being able to reuse these kits and kind of the main purpose of this video, but I wanted to point it out, was in the latest update to 10.5, Logic Pro has actually given you the functionality of Quick Sampler in Drum Machine Designer here at the bottom, which is super cool. I mean, it gives you a lot more control over your sounds and whatnot. I'm not going to go into too much detail and depth with this. Maybe I'll make another video kind of explaining the Quick Sampler functionality. Having that in Drum Machine Designer is really cool. If you don't know the latest update, the 10.5 update, it came with updates to EXS24, which was the original sampler in Logic. Now you have a quick sampler, a full-fledged sampler that you can use for sampling with classic one-shot slice, and just a bunch of different things. But that would take a whole entire other video to kind of go through that. But just know that you do have that functionality now in Drum Machine Designer. One other thing I kind of wanted to touch on too was in previous versions of Logic Pro, the Drum Machine Designer was kind of built around Ultrabeat, and Ultrabeat was kind of what was keeping it going under the hood. Now it's kind of completely separate. So if you take a look at your console here, each sound now it has its own channel strip automatically applied. So in the previous versions, Drum Machine Designer, it was basically Ultrabeat, but you had the ability to kind of assign your sounds to pads. And the thing with Ultrabeat in the past was, you know, it used to add a lot more complexity to it than necessary. Sometimes I just wanted to add my sounds and add some reverb and add some echo, or, you know, whatever kind of effects you wanted to add to each sound. It was really complicated. You had to, you know, set it as a multi-output instrument and, you know, send it to different buses. Now you use Drum Machine Designer, you load up the sounds, and boom, automatically they're all set up for you, ready to go. Right now, right off the bat, they add reverb and delay effects, which is cool. I mean, you know, you usually use those for drums or whatnot, just for, you know, the ability to tweak each sound the way you want it to. I think that's really helpful the way they did it in this version. So back to the walkthrough on saving these. So now we have our sounds loaded in here, and of course if you downloaded a pack with a bunch of different sounds, you would have all of your sounds loaded up into here with your perks and your crashes and shakers. I'm just using these 5 as the example for this walkthrough right now. So now we have our sounds in here. Now we're going to try to save it. One thing I do want to point out is that you have to make sure that none of these are selected when you try to save it, because if you do have one of these selected and you try to save this in Logic Pro, it's going to try to save this sound as its own sound, as an individual sound. So what you want to do is click up here where the kit name is and make sure that that's selected and none of these are selected. So once you do that, we can open up the library panel. So if it's not open yet, the library panel you can open up here in the upper left hand corner with this file cabinet kind of icon. You could either click on that or you can hit Y on your keyboard to bring this up. On the bottom right hand side of your library panel, there's a save button. Click that save button and it will pop open your Finder window and you just save it. So this will be Count Kit 5. You can name it whatever, and that's it. So now that we've saved it, we can actually reuse this same kit and all of our preferences that we set here in future sessions. For me, the change to the workflow, it makes it so much easier to get to the important stuff, like making the actual music, rather than having to load up all your sounds, figuring out what sounds to load. Now you can load up entire kits that you like, all of the sounds that you like, anytime that you want. So let's show you how you can do that now. So we saved it. We are going to open up, well, we'll open up a new project here. And we are going to do the same thing, add a software instrument with an empty channel strip. And now whenever we want to use that kit that we just saved, or you know, you saved from a long time ago, you can open up the library panel again. And the first option up here is user patches. This will be where all of your user patches are saved. You can click on the one that we created, was Count Kit 5. And that is it. That is all you have to do. And now I have my entire drum kit that I put together ready to use right off the bat, and I can get into trying to create a groove without having to load up sounds, and you know, and like I said, without having to look through sounds and figuring out what sounds work together. So I mean, I think using Drum Machine Designer this way really helps a lot with the workflow, and again will help you get to the most important thing the fastest, which is making the music. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you guys got something out of it, and hopefully you can use this and it helps you just create, just make music faster, and just you know, get to the best part. Again, get to the best part of doing this, which is making the music. So thanks for checking it out. Hopefully you can use this information. If you guys liked it, please click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if, you know, I missed anything, or if you found this helpful, anything at all. Please leave in the comment section below. Hope to see you guys in the next video. So till next time, keep creating. Peace.